What began a few days ago as a movement on Capitol Hill to investigate whether the Russian government tried to interfere with the U.S. presidential election has now turned into a kind of a bipartisan stampede that guarantees this question of Russian influence in the 2016 election is going to be examined closely, and President-elect Donald Trump is not happy about it, but now looks powerless to stop it. A couple of things have happened. One thing was the disclosure in a Washington Post story over the weekend that the CIA was concluding in recent weeks not just that the Russians had interfered with the election, but that they had perhaps interfered with the specific intent of helping Donald Trump get elected. That electrified this issue a little bit more. The second thing is you've had more Republicans come out and say this needs to be investigated. Mitch McConnell, the Senate Republican leader, said so on Monday. Paul Ryan, the House Speaker, has said that. So have John McCain and Lindsey Graham. And on the Democratic side, Chuck Schumer, the top Democrat in the Senate, has said that, as has Jack Reed, who's the top Democrat on the Senate Armed Services Committee. And so you have quite a constellation of lawmakers from both parties who are now out there saying this is going to have to be looked at closely. I think there are three things to watch as this moves forward. One is whether Mr. Trump changes his position, ends his opposition to getting to the bottom of this, throws his support behind some kind of an investigation. The second is whether this investigation happens in not just a bipartisan way, but in a joint way between the House and the Senate, or whether dueling investigations take place. And the third is whether this investigation happens within the intelligence communities on the Hill, which are very closed and very secretive and would ensure that there's less public discussion of this than there might be if there was a special select committee of some kind that would be more public. So the investigation is going to proceed, but many questions still about what form it will take.